and welcome to my knitting podcast. My name is Irma and you can find me on YouTube, Ravelry and Instagram as Wolwerkjes. The word is underneath the screen. It's Dutch, so I know not everybody will know what to look for when I'm saying it, but it's always on the screen. Welcome to everybody. I hope everybody is safe and healthy, and welcome to this piece of the internet where I talk about all the things I make, mostly knitting, and I think for this week the only thing we have to show is knitting. So just let's get started. I always start with what I'm wearing if there is any handmade item there, but this day I don't have any handmade items on me, so we can skip that. I was planning on wearing the same dress as I did last episode, because the part where I talked about the dress got lost with filming. So I was thinking about that, but it's quite a dense fabric. It's denim, so it's quite a heavy weight fabric and it's just way too hot to wear that right now. So I will talk about that one day, but as long as the weather is this warm, I'm not showing it over here. I think maybe I will put it on my dress doll. Did you say dress doll? I don't know the term, but a doll where you can put your clothes on for fitting and stuff. Maybe I will one day put it up there and show you in that way, because I think it will be not getting that much wear in the summer, just because it's quite hot. But that was to be expected and I don't mind. I have something to look forward to when the days get colder. So just let's get started. I have some knitting to show you, but I think I only have, let me see for sure. Yeah, I only have 2 projects to show you. So I think this will be quite a short episode. The reason is that I also spent quite some time on making some face masks. We say like cover your mouth, mondmasker, but the English term is face mask, I think. And I made a few of those and they took a little bit more time than I anticipated, so it took quite some time and that made that I had a little less knitting time, but that's alright. And we spent a lot of time with the kids outside when the weather was nice and when my husband had a day off because of the I don't know the English term, but there was a holiday like last Thursday and he was free from work, so that was nice and we had lovely weather that day. So I have 2 projects to show you, and I will start with the smallest of the 2. So I have been knitting on a sock and I will put one of them on the sock locker. This was already finished quite a while ago. This one, it's out of one of the Regia yarns designed by Arne and Carlos, and I finished this one, and technically I started the second one, but I think I did 2 rounds and then it got like put in the bag and forgotten about. So I like, we can say I started the second one just last week and I'm already past the heel flap. I could have been further along, but I knit the heel flap twice, and the reason for that was that I am trying to teach myself more ergonomic way of purling, because I don't want to provoke my hands. I love knitting and I do it quite a lot and I want to keep it that way, and you hear of a lot of people that get sore hands from knitting, so I was thinking maybe I should take a little bit more care in how I do the stitches, and it works quite fine. The only thing is that my purl stitches ended up being bigger than I'm used to, and it made the heel flap look sloppy and way bigger than I did in the first sock. So when I was already doing the heel turn, I was like, no, this is not how I want it. So I ripped it back and I did my purl stitches as I always did them. And I'm not sure, maybe it's just getting used to the new technique and that's why the stitches are looser. But maybe it's just because I do it different, I will have to get used to them being looser. But I'm not sure. If it stays this way, I don't think I will continue knitting this way, because I try to have my knit stitches and pull stitches to have the same tension, and it's not happening now. So I hope it's just practice, but yeah, maybe I will just have to go with the way I'm used to. But we will see how that works out. As you can see, I'm doing this on double pointed needles, and I love knitting socks on double pointed needles. It took some time to get used to them. When I first started knitting socks, it never got finished, but when I first started knitting socks, I did it on DPNs. It was terrible, and I was really like, oh, there's coming a needle change and I need to make sure that it's neat, and it was just terrible. There was leathering happening, and it was terrible. But the more I knit and the more I used DPNs, the more confident I got, and I don't even notice the needle changes anymore. Of course I'm doing them, but sometimes, oh, I'm already one round further and I didn't even notice that I already did 3 needle changes in this bit of knitting. So it's something to get used to, and I think the trick with the leathering is the more attention you pay to the needle changes and the point where you can get the leather, the more visible it will be. Like, don't pay any attention to it, just continue knitting and pick up your clean needle and start the next needle, and just don't pay too much attention to it, then it will be fine. Because when you're going to change your tension because it's the beginning or the end of the needle, that's when you get leathers. So just try to keep even tension like you normally do with knitting. I think that's something you want to achieve when you're knitting, even tension. Just when you're knitting like you always do, those needle changes aren't a big thing. And I can try to show you, but over here in the leg you can't see where I changed needles. So only because it's folded up in this way a little, but there's no leathering or anything happening. So just go with the flow, and when you've knit your first 2 or 3 pairs, yeah, there will be maybe a little bit of leather. Most of the times it washes out, or blocks out, but yeah, when you knit enough, it will stop happening. So that's just my advice. Yeah, I noticed that knitting double pointed needles is the most easy for my hands, so I really love that. And let's continue to the next thing I've been working on. And I have done quite some work on this. This is the wrong bag. I will take the right one. Where is it? Over here. Okay. Let's see. I did quite a lot of knitting on my flax light sweater. Let me see all the threads and needles. untangling them. Like, okay. So I finished the body. I did the ribbing. I wove in all the ends on the inside of the body part, so I don't have to be paying attention to that anymore. And I had trouble with deciding on how long I want this to be. And I think it's fine. I can put it on if you want. Why not? It's only like way too hot to wear this, but that's fine. I started the first sleeve, as you can see. And I forgot about this. I'm doing it on a really small circular and I did not rip out any stitches, so that's good. But I have to be careful with that when I put it off, take it off again. Let me see. So when I'm standing up without getting tangled in my skirt, it's like mid-bump. It's past my hips. I like longer sweaters on jeans and stuff, and on skirts I most of the times want it a bit shorter, but we will see how it works out. It's I knew that when I was knitting that it would be a tight fit, and I don't mind that. I'm fine with that. The neckline needs a little bit more blocking because the collar, is it the collar? Is way tighter than this piece, so that's why you see a little bit of crinkling over there, but that will get better with wearing. And I am knitting on the first sleeve now, so we will see how the fit will be once it's finished. The increases need a little bit of blocking, but I'm very happy with the decision I made. And I first take this off before I continue talking because it's way too hot. So it's really way too, I'm sweating all over. It's really way too hot for this sweater over here right now. I'm sitting on the top floor of our house and heat has the tension to come up in every home, and our washing machine and dryer, I think you say, like tumble dryer maybe it's called. It's also over here, so they have been turning and it's way too hot over here. And I don't want to open a window because when children are playing outside it can be quite noisy. So yeah. But as I was saying, at one point I just decided it doesn't really matter if it's exactly the right length now, because I can always adjust it, because I have enough yarn to make it longer if I want to, and making it shorter is no problem at all. So I just was knitting, tried it on a couple of times and just decided, well, this has to be it, and I don't think I have to adjust it anymore, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm now knitting on the sleeves. I know some people skip the garter stitch panel on the top of the sleeve, but I think it's a nice, how you say it, nice detail, nice thing of this pattern. I can see myself knit one without the garter panel, but I like the way it looks now, and we will see how it looks when it's finished. But yeah, I don't mind purling those 20 stitches or something. It is just 20 stitches, and you don't have to purl them every row, you only purl them every other row, so it's not really slowing down. Yes, so very happy that I decided the length and finished the body part. and we will see how much skeins I will need in total for this project, because I think this is the third skein I'm using. So the body part only took like 2.5 skeins, and I was told that the sleeves, both sleeves in total, take like 1/3 of your total amount of yarn. So that would mean that I only need like a little bit more than 1 skein to finish both sleeves. So I think this one and another one, and then I would have used 4 skeins for this sweater. I bought 8 because these are 50 gram skeins, not 100 gram. These are only 50 gram skeins, so that would mean that I have knitted a sweater of 200 out of 200 grams of yarn. That's pretty neat. And I'm not knitting like the smallest size or something. I'm knitting like I think I'm knitting 40-inch size, but my gauge is a little looser, so I have less stitches to the 10 centimeters. So it's a little bit bigger than the 40 inch, but I think that's pretty neat. We will see, we will see. And I think this is all the knitting I have done and have to show you. I did graft a few of the blocks together. Let me see, they're just lying here so I can grab them. I only need to attach one more for the bottom part, and I will attach this one over here, and then I have to do the same thing for the top 9 squares and the same for the back, because I did double knitting, so I have to do it twice. And then I have to graft the top part and the bottom part on top of each other, also on the front and the back. And I have to do something with the side edges because they're double knitted, and as you can see, they're just falling open like this. You have literally 2 layers of fabric and they need to be attached in some way. So this won't be finished like tomorrow or something. It will take some time, and I don't mind the grafting together, but it's not like my most favorite thing to do. So we will see how long it will take me to finish this. I think a couple of months, but that's okay. Let me see, is there anything else I want to talk about? I don't think there is. I do want to sew. Is it called a jumpsuit? I guess it is, because it's like one piece, but it's really loose fitted and has like it's like a little bit baggy, and I got the fabric washed this week, so I think I want to work on those. And because all the face masks are done, I can put some time in other sewing stuff, so that's really nice. I do have a few projects over here that I really want to continue working on, so as soon as I'm done with those razzia socks, I will start working on those those socks out of my own yarn, which will be socks for me to wear, but also I can take pictures for example, like pictures for the shop, so people can see what the colors knit up like. I did a garter heel on this one. It's really nice. I forgot that I did that. It looks really fun. So that's something I really want to work on. I really want to start on a new pair of socks. Like, I really want to start 2 new pairs of socks. One out of a yarn I got my brother and my mom for Christmas, and it's called Robin, and that's my brother's name, so it would be fun to have socks named after him because he's living abroad, so that was a gift for Christmas. And I really want to knit this yarn up, and I'm thinking about knitting a pattern out of the Lane book of socks. So that's a pair I really want to start, and I really want to start a sock with a different construction, like it's knitted like not sideways, but like on an angle. And I've read a bit of the pattern, and it's really interesting how they construct that sock. I'm a little bit afraid about the fitting it to your exact foot. Like, they knit it to their measurements, and I don't know how much space there is for alteration, but it looks really fun, like in a striping yarn or a gradient yarn. In any way, a yarn that has a color change. It would be really fun to have like the diagonal stripes appearing. So that's also a pair of socks I really want to knit. I also have, I almost forgot about this one. I started a shawl not really that long ago, a few weeks ago, maybe 2 months. And it would be fun to work on again, but it's quite warm wool, so maybe it's not the best weather to knit on this, but it would be really fun to have this finished, to have as a shawl for in the evenings when it gets a little bit cooler, but you still want to sit outside. So maybe I still should start working on this again. I don't have that much other project. My knitting basket is over here. And I was thinking it will be a short episode and I will just stop talking, but once I start thinking about what I'm going to do, that's every time. When I start thinking about, at the end of the episode, when I start thinking about what will I do the coming 2 weeks, then all these ideas pop up, and it always takes more time to talk about that than talk about the actual knitting. But it doesn't matter. I just opened the bag over here and I almost forgot I even had these. I was knitting on mittens for my husband. And I don't think I have knit a stitch on this in this year. I think I did the last stitches on this in 2019. Yeah, but I've knit this pattern before. I don't know which one it is, but it is one of Scandia's mittens, and I just took a larger needle to get a looser gauge so it will fit my husband. Those should be finished before next winter. I don't know if they will be, because most of the times with these kind of projects I remember them when it's already winter, like, oh, it's winter, oh, I was knitting mittens, I think I should start working on them, and then they will be finished when the winter is done. No, these should be finished before then. I think I will. Also, it's quite like scratchy, not really scratchy, but it's like really warm wool. So I don't know if this is the project to knit on in summer, but they should be finished. Let's see what's more in this basket. because I got surprised once. Maybe I will be surprised twice. Let's see. No, I think I'm doing quite okay. I'm quite on track with my projects. The only other thing there is my cozy memories, which is a good project to work on in summer. Not when it gets too big, but I'm still like working in strap. I'm first knitting, I'm done finishing the width and I'm now deciding on the length. So I don't have like a real blanket on my lap yet. So this is still a good project to work on during summertime. Oh, and I'm in the middle of a square. That's also funny to notice. So yeah, it's not that bad. The blankets, 2 pairs of socks, a shawl and a sweater. I think I'm doing pretty good. And when you're counting like other crafts, I do have a cross stitch and I do have some sewing plans and those things, but I'm not overwhelmed with what came out of this basket, so that's really good. I think I should put it downstairs again because, let's face it, that's the place where I knit the most. So it would be like logical to put my projects there, but I do not always want all my projects in the living room. So sometimes I just take this basket upstairs and then you have these moments that you forget what you're having in there. So it's really fun. My yarn is tangled with my needles. So yeah, so I think that's everything I want to talk about. And I hope you enjoyed this. I know it's not like my best episode or anything, but this is what I can give you this week. And I will hope to see you in 2 weeks. I hope you have the same nice weather as you have over here, or if you're on the other half of the globe, maybe there is already snow coming. That would be really nice if you're in winter time. The first snow is always so fun. So I hope everything works out for you, and I will see you in 2 weeks. Bye!